Breaking news, you're looking at video of one of the last times Oscar winner Gene Hackman, a known recluse in recent years, was seen in public.
As well known as Gene Hackman was, neighbors tell us that he and his wife led intensely private lives here in Santa Fe, their longtime home. And while we've been learning more about this case, there is still so much we don't know.
Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, were found lifeless in their secluded New Mexico home, shocking Hollywood and fans worldwide. The beloved actor, known for The French Connection, Unforgiven, and Superman, seemed to have passed peacefully, until investigators uncovered startling details. What they found raised more questions than answers, turning a tragic loss into a perplexing mystery. What secrets lay hidden behind those walls? Could there be more to this story than meets the eye?
And here in Santa Fe, Sheriff's Department officials here working behind me have yet another high-profile case on their hands. Aaron, you and I covered at length the Alec Baldwin case, that fatal shooting on the set of the movie Rust. This is the same investigative team that worked that case.
The mystery began when two maintenance workers arrived at Gene Hackman's sprawling Santa Fe estate for a routine visit, only to find the front door wide open, an eerie detail that set the tone for what followed. Inside, they discovered Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, lifeless in separate rooms. Hackman lay near the kitchen, collapsed beside his cane and sunglasses, while Betsy was in the bathroom, surrounded by scattered prescription pills and an overturned space heater. Adding to the strangeness, one of their dogs was unresponsive in a crate, while two others roamed unharmed. The shocking discovery rattled both Hollywood and the Santa Fe community.
That initial findings note no external trauma to either individual. They say that carbon monoxide toxicology reports have been requested. Finally, as sheriff's officials gather information, it's worth pointing out that this could take weeks or months before we know exactly what the cause of is. That's because these medical examiner cases often take time in order to get to the root cause of these.
Authorities first suspected carbon monoxide poisoning, a common danger in older homes. The theory made sense until tests ruled it out. The gas company found no leaks, and fire officials detected no traces of carbon monoxide. This revelation shattered the initial explanation, leaving investigators scrambling for answers. How could two seemingly healthy individuals die simultaneously in different rooms, with no clear cause? The mystery only deepened, raising more unsettling questions.
But they've clearly been for several days, and I'm saying days plural, in order to get that kind of mummification. One of the ways of figuring this out, obviously, is from the scene investigation to find out when did they last pick up the mail, when did they last check in with relatives, phone calls, those kind of things, because people will communicate with others during the course of their time.
The condition of the bodies only added to the mystery. Experts noted significant decay, suggesting they had been there for an extended period. Some even described them as nearly mummified. Investigators speculated that New Mexico's dry air and indoor heating accelerated decomposition, but the timeline still seemed off. Hackman's pacemaker recorded its last activity on February 17, indicating he had been lifeless for at least 9 days before discovery. Could this timeline hold the key to what really happened?
Was a dog who was alive in the house and a dog also that belonged to them who was outside the house.
Right, but the door being ajar means, what Judy describes, which is they could have been there 10 days or 2 weeks, meant that the dogs could have had access to come in and out of that doorway. They might have had access to food and to water.
As investigators worked to unravel the events leading up to the discovery, chilling details hinted at something unusual. Why was the front door left open? Was it a silent cry for help, or had someone entered or exited the home? And what about the scattered pills near Betsy's body, evidence of a medical emergency, or something more deliberate? These unanswered questions left even seasoned detectives baffled, with one remarking, "In all my years, I've never seen a case quite like this." Meanwhile, the public reacted with shock, grief, and rampant speculation. Gene Hackman, revered as one of the greatest actors of his generation, was known for his private, down-to-earth lifestyle. Since retiring in 2004, he spent his later years writing novels, painting, and enjoying Santa Fe's quiet beauty with Betsy. The couple, known for their generosity, avoided the spotlight. For many, the sudden and enigmatic circumstances of their deaths feel completely at odds with the life they led.
As Hollywood gets ready to honor its best at the Academy Awards this weekend, there are still unanswered questions about the of two-time Oscar winner Gene Hackman and his wife. The couple was found this week in their New Mexico home. On Friday, investigators ruled out carbon monoxide poisoning and revealed other clues that may lead them to determine what did happen.
Hollywood has been shaken to its core by Gene Hackman's sudden and mysterious passing. Tributes have poured in from fans and fellow actors, with many sharing fond memories of his incredible talent and warm personality. Gwyneth Paltrow, who worked with Hackman on the Royal Tenenbaums, posted a heartfelt tribute, calling him a true legend and sharing a photo from their time on set. Clint Eastwood, Hackman's Unforgiven co-star and director, released a statement saying, "Gene was not only one of the most talented actors I've ever worked with, but he was also a dear friend. His loss leaves a void that can never be filled." Hackman's family, understandably devastated, has also spoken out. His daughter Leslie described him as being in remarkably good health for his age, noting that he regularly practiced Pilates and yoga. She expressed gratitude for Betsy, whom she credited with keeping him active and healthy in his later years. "They had a beautiful partnership," she said in an emotional statement. "Betsy took such good care of him. I can't believe they're both gone." Adding to the intrigue, Leslie and her sister Elizabeth have speculated that toxic fumes could still be a factor, despite negative carbon monoxide tests. Could another environmental hazard have gone undetected? Their concerns have only fueled public curiosity, with many taking to social media to share theories about what might have happened.
Much of the investigation is happening just up this road, behind gates and a guard, in an affluent neighborhood where homes are separated by acres of land. That's where Hackman and his wife chose to live, decidedly secluded.
As the investigation continues, authorities are meticulously combing through every aspect of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa's lives, searching for clues. From medical records to phone data, no stone is being left unturned. Investigators have seized a 2025 monthly planner and 2 cell phones from the home, hoping to reconstruct the couple's final days. However, no clear answers have emerged. Toxicology reports, which could provide critical insights, are still pending and may take weeks or even months to complete. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, several theories have begun to circulate. Some believe the couple may have succumbed to a shared medical crisis, such as dehydration or a sudden illness. Others wonder if one suffered a tragic accident, leaving the other unable to cope. The unusual circumstances surrounding their beloved dogs have also raised questions. How did 2 of the dogs survive while one did not? Could something in the environment have affected them differently? Then there's the possibility of foul play, a theory not supported by current evidence but not entirely ruled out. The open front door has led some to wonder if an intruder was involved, though there are no signs of forced entry or struggle. Could someone have had a key, or is the open door merely a red herring in an already baffling case?
We're rolling incredible new details this hour about the circumstances surrounding his front door open, scattered pills on the bathroom countertop, 1 dog in the closet, 2 still alive.
One thing is certain, the story of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa's final days is far from over. Their celebrity status, the strange details of their passing, and the lack of clear answers have fueled endless speculation. As fans and investigators await the next piece of the puzzle, the question remains what really happened inside that house. The quiet, private life they built in Santa Fe now starkly contrasts with the whirlwind of theories surrounding their deaths. Could the answers lie in the cryptic clues left behind, or within the lives they lived away from Hollywood's spotlight? With each new detail, the mystery only deepens, leaving us wondering if the truth will ever be uncovered.
Have investigators been able to get into the obtained cell phones?
Not at this time. We have them in our possession. We'll be analyzing cell phone data, phone calls, text messages, events, photos in the cell phone to try to piece a timeline together.
One of the most baffling aspects of this case is the condition and placement of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa when they were found. Hackman, known for playing tough, unshakable characters, was discovered near the back of the house, collapsed beside his cane and sunglasses, a haunting image of vulnerability. Even at 95, his family described him as full of life. Meanwhile, Betsy, his wife of over 3 decades, was found on the bathroom floor at the opposite end of the home, surrounded by scattered prescription pills and an overturned space heater. The scene raises endless questions. Were they trying to reach each other in their final moments? Was Betsy attempting to call for help, or did something else entirely take place? Adding to the confusion is the timeline, or lack thereof. Hackman's pacemaker recorded its last activity on February 17, nearly 10 days before their bodies were discovered. However, Betsy's condition suggested she may not have been unresponsive for as long. This discrepancy has fueled speculation. Did one pass first, leaving the other in distress? If so, why was no help sought, and what role did the scattered pills play? Investigators are working tirelessly to untangle these haunting questions.
On Wednesday, February 26, 2025, at approximately 1:45 p.m., Santa Fe County Sheriff's deputies were dispatched to 1425 Old Sunset Trail, where Gene Hackman, 95, and his wife Betsy Arakawa, 65, and a dog were found deceased.
One of the most debated aspects of the case is the mystery of the open front door. The workers who discovered the scene noted that the door was ajar, an unusual detail for a couple known for their privacy. Some speculate it was a silent plea for help, while others wonder if it suggests a third party was involved. Authorities found no signs of forced entry or struggle, yet the open door remains one of the most chilling and unexplained elements. Was someone else in the house that day? If so, who, and why have they left no trace?
Deputies arrived and gained access to the residence, where they observed Mrs. Arakawa deceased. They continued the search of their home and located Mr. Hackman in a separate area of the residence, also deceased. A German Shepherd was also found deceased, and two other dogs who appeared healthy were located on the property.
The condition of the house offers little resolution. Authorities described it as largely undisturbed, with no signs of robbery or foul play. Yet, the scattered pills, overturned heater, and the strange placement of the bodies suggest a scene that doesn't fully add up. Even seasoned investigators are perplexed, with one insider reportedly remarking that the case feels like something out of a movie script. Coming from Hollywood royalty like Hackman, the irony isn't lost on anyone. Then there's the question of the couple's beloved pets. One dog was found lifeless in a crate, while the other two roamed the property unharmed. This puzzling detail has sparked theories about how the animals survived so long without food or water. Could someone have been caring for them, suggesting an outside party's involvement? Or did they manage to find sustenance on their own? The condition of the surviving pets may hold key clues to the timeline, but so far, nothing definitive has emerged.
Due to the unusual circumstances of two decedents in the residence, there was a concern for scene safety. Santa Fe City fire personnel and the New Mexico Gas Company were requested to the scene to test for carbon monoxide or other foreign elements. The scene was deemed safe, and approximately 9:30 p.m., a search warrant was issued and executed on the residence.
As the investigation continues, attention has turned to the couple's health and lifestyle in the months before their passing. By all accounts, Hackman was in remarkably good shape for his age, regularly practicing Pilates and yoga. His wife, Betsy, a classical pianist, was devoted to his well-being, ensuring he remained healthy and happy. Friends described them as vibrant and engaged with life. So what could have led to such an unexpected turn of events? The mystery only deepens.
From this search warrant, there were 2 green in color cell phones, 2 bottles of medication, 1 bottle of over-the-counter Tylenol, My Request medical records, and a 2025 monthly planner calendar. Those items were secured from the residence for evidentiary purposes.
Speculation continues that an environmental factor may be to blame for Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa's sudden passing. Despite negative carbon monoxide tests, investigators are exploring other potential toxins, such as mold or chemical exposure, that could have been present in their home. Authorities have also seized the couple's medical records, searching for any underlying conditions that might provide answers. Meanwhile, public fascination with the case shows no signs of slowing. Fans and amateur sleuths have taken to social media, sharing theories and even analyzing Hackman's past interviews for clues. A 2009 interview has resurfaced in which he spoke about his retirement, saying, "The business for me is very stressful. I don't have many fears, but I do worry about dying, especially as I grow older." Could his words offer insight into his state of mind in his final years? Celebrity tributes have also poured in, painting Hackman as both a legendary actor and a deeply private man. Clint Eastwood, who directed and starred alongside him in Unforgiven, called him an artist in every sense of the word. Morgan Freeman described him as one of the finest actors I've ever had the privilege of working with. These heartfelt statements contrast sharply with the mysterious circumstances of his passing, adding an emotional layer to an already complex story.
It's weird because I knew a lot of them, so they weren't intimidating. Meeting Gene Hackman the first time, was like, but then finding out he was so funny, that was a great thing. You know, when I saw him, he did that speech in Birdcage where he just says that thing about, and the leaves. And at that point, you just slowly nod off. But he did it so, it's a hard thing to make boring hysterical. And he did it.
Yeah.
And he did it perfectly.
Even those who knew Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa personally are struggling to make sense of their passing. Jesse Kessler, the contractor who made the 911 call, described them as kind and generous, noting nothing unusual in their final days. Friend Doug Lanham recalled Hackman paying off a bet in pennies, showcasing his humor and down-to-earth nature. These memories only deepen the loss felt by friends and millions of fans alike.
What was it like being on the set with Gene Hackman?
Well, Gene, people ask all the time, who's the best actor, who's the biggest star, who's the blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. The line's long for the great actors I've been able to work with, really is. But I would say probably Gene was the best actor that I'd ever worked with.
As we await toxicology reports and further updates from law enforcement, the mystery surrounding Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa's passing continues to captivate and confound. Each new detail raises more questions than answers, leaving both investigators and the public searching for clarity. Was this a tragic accident, a deliberate act, or something even more unexpected? And will we ever truly know what happened in that quiet Santa Fe home? For now, all we can do is speculate and remember the incredible legacy of a man who brought so many unforgettable characters to life. Hackman's ability to disappear into his roles and make audiences believe in the complexities of his characters was unparalleled. His impact on film will endure, even as the circumstances of his final days remain shrouded in mystery. The story of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa is far from over. As more details come to light, one can only hope that the truth will finally emerge, bringing closure to a case that has captured the world's attention. Was there an environmental factor at play? Was the open front door a cry for help or something more sinister? Share your thoughts and theories below. Stay curious, and keep the conversation going.